Hey everyone, it's Lainey and I am back with another fall inspirational video for you guys. As you can see here, I have some fall elements and I've just got to finish weeding this out so y'all can see what we're going to put it on. And this is Oracle 651 in white. And this is from Cricut Design Space. I just found a pattern. It was under like fall patterns or something very similar to that, and it just came in a square, as you can see here, and I just sized it down so the elements would be a bit smaller. But I really liked that it had everything that is going to be on the ground, you know, like the pumpkins grow on the ground, the acorns fall on the ground, you've got the leaves. I feel like it's going to go really well with what I'm going to put it on. I'll show you here in a second. And I'm going to place it on the bottom so it makes sense that these elements, it's just more realistic, I guess, even though vinyl is far from realistic. You'll know what I mean here in a minute. Okay, so we've got one other left, and it's a little pine cone here. And what I'm going to do is come in with a little piece of tape. Well, not that small. Okay, so it has, as you can see here, just little cutouts. I'm going to take my tape and see if I can lift any of those up just to help me out. Okay, I've got two more. Whoa. The tape really did a good job and made my life a little bit easier with these little intricate cutouts and all these stickers. Okay, so now I'm just going to keep them as is on this sheet, and I'm going to come in with a little piece of transfer tape, and I am basically just going to pick each one up and place them where I want them on this tiered tray that I'm going to be working with. But first, let me go ahead and turn on my heat press so it can begin warming up. After this, we're going to make a shirt. So I'm setting it for 315 for 30 seconds. Okay, so that is heating up, and let me get this out of the way. And here it is, this tier tray, and this is actually from Dollar Tree. It's $5, and you can see here that it's 2 layers of wood glued together. It does have these little stoppers at the bottom, or razors rather, they're not stoppers. And this is it, but I'm going to take this apart. Woo. When that screw dropped, it got some dirt on the vinyl, but nevertheless, I took it apart just so I can work with this bottom part easier, and I had this really loose so I could get this apart for the video. Okay, so let's go in with this scissor transfer tape. So obviously we have the hole where the metal is placed, so we are just going to go around that and lay these kind of however I want. And this is not clean, I just realized. So actually I'm going to come in with some alcohol and a paper towel just to try to get the surface a little cleaned up, because that did not stick very well. And this is just a, goodness sakes, a pump bottle that I purchased from Amazon, and I put a little vinyl on it. It says may contain alcohol, but I really like these pumps. It reminds me of my fingernail polish remover. Because sometimes I don't want to spray a surface. You know, there's certain areas that I may not want alcohol on. And so the pump I like because I can place the alcohol in precise places with the pump instead of the spray bottle. Goodness, that is filthy. Good thing I'm cleaning this off before it goes in the kitchen. I'm going to come in with one more paper towel. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move that aside. I'm going to throw this transfer tape away because it's got so much debris on it. Let's come in with a new piece here and let's see if we can make this one last. Okay, and I'm just going to pick up the elements as they are on the vinyl here. I'm just going to, you know, just continue to move forward until they're all used because I like how they are. I kind of like how they're positioned on here, even though this isn't going to be the exact. I just feel like how they have the elements placed, they pair well together, if that makes sense. So I'm going to come in with my little scraper. Man, I cannot believe that this wood was that dirty. Some of the vinyl needs a little help with the varnishing, but that is fine with me. You know, sometimes you can get away without varnishing it down, but some of these elements just need a little help. Let's put that one there. Come in once more, and I'm just going to continue to place these sporadically around my tray. Okay, so I've got a couple more left, and as you can see, they're just kind of sporadically placed down. I did notice that I kind of started putting these elements closer together on this side than this side, so now I'm just kind of being attentive and filling in some of these areas. Yeah, because this is where I started, right here, and then I moved around. So I'm going to just come in and try to use the couple more that we have left to make this balanced. Oops, excuse me. Granted, there's probably going to be a couple of things on the tray, so not every fall element matters per se, but I'm going to try to get it right. And I am shocked that I actually found this at Dollar Tree. I'd been seeing it on YouTube, and typically when I see all the neat things that Dollar Tree has to offer, it's never at a Dollar Tree that I go to. So I was very happy because I wanted to do something like this for fall. Let's see. And the heat press is reminding me that it is ready to go. Okay. This is my second fall video of the season, and I will link the first video down below if you missed it. Just pressing that down with my finger. All right, so that is it. I'm gonna put these up. Just go ahead and pick up the area a bit. And let's go ahead and move this aside so we can get that shirt press, because my heat press is getting hot. Okay, so coming in with my sweatshirt here, this is an oversized green sweatshirt from Walmart, and I've got my glass mat, my heat press mat, and then my sweater. I like to use my glass mat to protect my desk because it can withstand a little heat, even though it doesn't really go through this heat press mat. But nevertheless, Just trying to make sure that this mat is centered with my shirt because I'm kind of using the mat as a guide. I'm just standing up here trying to get this aligned. Okay, so I'm going to come in with my heat press and heat this up for about 5 seconds just to help prep the surface. And coming in with my lint roller as well. Okay, so no hair, no lint. Moisture has been taken out. And now we are coming in with this text here, sweater weather. Just making sure that it's centered. Okay, so that is the placement. I'm going to go with it, and we're going to bring in the heat press at 315 for 30 seconds with firm pressure. Okay, going to move it aside, and I'm just going to see how that is adhering, and it seems to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my mat and flip my design over and press down onto my glass mat to help try to remove that heat because this is super hot. I absolutely love these glass mats, and I was thinking about it the other day. Probably shouldn't say this online, but Cricut needs to come out with one that has, it's a glass mat, it's magnetic, and has a light. That would be ideal, super neat. Just removing the carrier sheet, and all of it really stuck on really well. So this is the first time ironing on this sweatshirt from Walmart. I've never purchased one of these before, but it's also my first time to work with this vinyl. This is a neutral tone, and I ordered a neutral pack from Amazon, and I absolutely love it, and it adhered perfectly. So that is a win. And as a reminder, you know, all products and details will be down below in case you want to recreate anything or purchase this awesome vinyl. I'm also going to be bringing in another project with another vinyl pack from Amazon. So alrighty, so sweater weather. I love the green, and the reason I got the green was because it's going to be perfect for fall and into winter time. I feel like it's just a really good seasonal color for the cold seasons. And there we go. Alright, so I have my heat press turned off. Let's bring in our tiered tray, and I'm just going to loosely attach it back to see how this is going to look, because I didn't cut out anything for the top. I didn't want it to be too busy because this tiered tray is already going to have stuff on it, but I love it. So cute for the kitchen, and $5. So nice. Okay, let's move this aside as well. And now I need to come in with my mini press, and I'm going to turn it on medium, which is 2 wavy lines, and let that heat up, and bring in my heat mat once more. And I have this linen here from Hobby Lobby, and it's, yeah, spring tableware. So this is actually a linen for your dining room table, you know, if you set it up with the whole 9 yards, the plates and the napkins and the napkin rings and all of that. I'm going to throw this away. But I really liked the color and I liked the fringe, so I thought it would just be a nice decorative towel for the kitchen. So I'm just going to try to fold this in thirds here. let's see. I'm going to just try to figure out how I had it folded before, because I really liked it with the design that we're going to be using. Our heat press is ready to go. Okay, so let's just try to do this one more time. Ah, there it is. Okay. So this is just going to go on the oven rack, or the oven handle rather, just as a little decor piece. Not going to use it, it's just there for aesthetics. So I'm going to move this aside real quick and bring in this iron-on vinyl. And this is, again, from Amazon. It's a separate pack, but it is a glitter pack. And this orange is like a copper, I believe it's called. I love it. Absolutely love it. So I need to get this weeded out. There's some little intricate areas in here. And it's a really thick vinyl, or glitter vinyl, which glitter vinyl is thick, but I felt like my machine didn't cut through. But I'd already removed my mat, so I couldn't put it back in and recut it because it would have not been perfectly aligned. And to my surprise, it cut perfectly. No issues at all. I absolutely love working with glitter iron-on. It works so well, and I'm so happy that I found this glitter pack on Amazon with a variety of colors that I'm going to continue to use for the holiday season. It's really got a pretty red in there that's going to be perfect for Christmas. And a green and kind of like a turquoise, silver, gold, white. I mean, it came with so much stuff. Did I just mess this up? Let's see. No, I didn't. Well, maybe I did. Let's see. I think I just hooked the little... No. Yeah, I did. There it is. This is the other piece. So, as you can see, it is quite thin, but feeling it and handling it and weeding it, it just feels really thick. But then it weeds so easy. Okay, so I have this design weeded. Let me lift that up. How pretty. Okay, so I now need to prep my surface. I'm going to come in with my mini press here and heat this surface up just for a few seconds. And once more, just coming in with that lint roller. And now to place my design. I want it towards the bottom because this is not a very long towel, and I'm kind of using it as a towel, but it is actually a napkin. Alrighty. I think that's positioned well. So it says go in with medium pressure for 25 seconds with constant movement, and go in little circular motions to get this adhered. Okay, so that was probably a little longer than 25 seconds, but I'm going to flip this back over and let this cool down. Okay, and let's see how this worked as well. Because I did have this little area over there that I ripped, but I put it back and you cannot even tell. Oh my goodness. Amazon. I love this. Absolutely love this. Look how beautiful that glitter is. Really makes this pop. This is going to look so good in the kitchen. And I just realized I ironed down a piece that was not supposed to be ironed down. Well, the only way that I could possibly get that up is to apply, where's my carrier sheet? Put it right there, and I'm just going to try to heat this up a little bit to see if I can remove it, but if not, I've obviously got to leave it. It is very busy, so it's hard to tell. No, I'm going to end up messing it up. Well, rats. I should have double checked it. But it looks, nevertheless, this is stunning. I'm absolutely obsessed with this vinyl. I cannot wait to use the other colors. Alrighty, so what's next? We've got another iron-on craft here, so I'm going to go ahead and bring these out. And these are wooden coasters. It came in a set of 4, and these are from Hobby Lobby. I originally bought them for wood burning. As you can see here, this is a wood paste, and I just used my Cricut to make a stencil. And it worked really well, but it started to warp the wood. And I've already tried this with other coasters that were significantly thinner. And so I specifically was looking for a thick wood to see how it would work, and it just doesn't like the heat gun. So this was an idea, but like I said, you know, you don't want to warp in your coaster when you're setting something on it. So I want to move that aside, and now I've got this iron on in gold, and I'm just going to iron these designs on these coasters and then seal them and see how we like that. So I've got to start to weed this out. I should probably turn my mini press off, and we'll turn it back on once it gets a little closer to time, because some of these, or at least one of them, is going to take quite a while because it is extremely intricate. But I had to do it because I love, it's the leaves again, those maple leaves. And I also chose to do it because it is iron-on. It typically cuts and weeds better than regular vinyl. So yeah, that is going to look so nice. Just being very careful to not rip any parts of the inside of these leaves here. Okay, just gonna get this into the light. Let's flip this over. So now I need to remove the little circles inside each of these little sprigs. I'll call them sprigs. And then I'll move on to the next one. So this is my first time to work with something this intricate with iron-on, and what I found was getting tape and kind of helping the pieces up with my weeding tool. That one just came up, but as I'm pulling the tape back, I am moving the pieces that need to be removed, and some of them are coming off and sticking to my weeding tool, which I am then sticking to the tape, and others just need a little help, and then I have the tape pull back the rest, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get this last little piece. I think there's 2 pieces here. So we got that one, and I'm gonna help this one up a little bit and then move the tape over, and that is it. All right, so I'm gonna heat up my mini press on medium, the 2 lines there, and let that heat up. And as that's heating up, I'm going to get these placed on, and I think I need some heat tape. So let me get the heat tape real quick and put this tape away. Okay, so making sure that this is aligned, and then I'm going to come in with my heat tape here and just secure the design down so nothing shifts. And I'm just pulling the design so it is as flat as it can be. Alright, so our heat press is ready. We have our coasters ready. Just cleaning up this area a little bit. And okay, so it says medium pressure, or I'm sorry, it says medium for 40 seconds and constant movement with firm pressure. So let's go in and just start with this one here. And just constant movement, like the directions state, and firm pressure. And I was trying to apply the heat tape away from the design, and there is a little bit of tape on this one that I'm going to have to move over because I don't think it's really adhering to the coaster. Yeah, it's not. So I've got to remove this little piece of, or this, it's not a little piece. Removing that piece of tape and coming back in with my mini press here and making sure that I can really get the heat onto that design. Okay. There is still a little area that is not sticking, so I'm just going to come in with a little more time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and check that area. That area is just not wanting to stick down. Okay, going to move this one aside, and now coming in with my second one, and I'm just going to continue this. Moving the heat tape as necessary just to make sure it's all adhering. And then after this, I will show you what I'm going to use to seal the coasters, which will make them longer lasting and waterproof so they don't get water stains from the cups. Okay, and the third one, just triple checking. I don't see anything. It looks aligned. Let's get this one stuck down. This one is definitely my favorite. I think the gold just makes it look so elegant. Yes, the maple leaves are elegant. I'm a little obsessed. And repeating the process, removing this heat tape now that most of it is stuck down, and let's finish it up. Alrighty, so moving that one aside, and I'm going to bring in my first one here, and it is cooled down, peeling back the backer, and it adhered perfectly. And once more, this is just Cricut Design Space looking under the seasonal images for fall. Came across these beautiful designs here, and that one is not stuck down. Hopefully I didn't mess it up. I don't want any wrinkles. I'm going to peel back from the other direction. Whew, man, that just made me so nervous. See if we can mend this. All right, coming in a little more pressure, a little more time. Okay, gonna move that one aside, and let's check this one out. And nope, I need to apply a little more heat to this one as well. I'm not gonna pull up this entire carrier sheet because I don't want to mess anything up, because I kind of made that one's starting to appear a little crooked. And I see a piece that's not supposed to be in there. to get my tweezers and see if I can pull this little guy up. Okay. Let's see if we can, looks like there's just glue there now, but the gold piece is gone. Okay. Alright guys, so this is it. The coasters are done. They have cooled down. And once more, these are from Hobby Lobby. It was a pack of 4 from the wood pile section, I believe. And they come with the pop dot protectors on the back of each one. They are quite thick, as you can see here, but they really worked well with this iron-on vinyl. It adhered nicely. I am very happy with how this turned out. And now I am going to apply, well, I'm actually going to do this off camera, but I will show you the results after it dries at the end of the video. But I'm going to apply this Polycrylic crystal clear top coat to each of the coasters just to protect the surface so there's no water damage that's going to occur in the future. And this was recommended to us. We've actually used this for our living room end tables. My husband built them out of cedar and it is working perfect. We've had this on for a few months now and very happy with the results. So we'll see how it looks at the end. Alright, so now coming in with this wreath type garland decor that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, but Dollar Tree has these every year or every season as well in different colors. So, but this was $3.49 and I got it for 40% off, so I did not pay full price. And then I purchased this quite a while ago. It is from Hobby Lobby as well, and I originally purchased it just for home decor that I could dress up, and I could not decide on whether I wanted to paint this or leave the natural wood, and I went back and forth with possibly painting it white or gray, and I just couldn't decide. So I finally said, well, we're just gonna leave it plain and add some white vinyl to it. And you know, once this is hanging up on my wall, I can always go back and change it if this gets kind of boring to me. So coming in with a little piece of Caesar transfer tape, I am going to apply each letter to a round, and as you can see, it is going to say home, but the O is going to act as this decoration here. And I did take a little nail, as you can kind of see there, and it is leaning down. I need to fix that, but the purpose of the nail is so I can change out whatever kind of wreath or garland that I want and just hang it up as so, and it acts as the O. And I can do so many different things with this portion of the sign here. And I'm doing this so I can change it out so it doesn't get boring, and it just adds a little more fun and visual interest for the home, you know, and this provides great dimension as well. It just really changes it up. And like I said, you can change these a lot, or you can always turn it over and apply some vinyl to this side if you want. It's not a big deal to take that nail out and place it back in there if you wanted to use the other side for something else. And I'm saying that because this will obviously have a hole, so I really like how you can flip these around and do multiple different things with them, design wise, seasonal wise, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and varnish this down, and the vinyl here in white, that is Oracle 651, and I'm using this vinyl because it's the only white that I have, but it will stick to the wood nicely, and it'll also remove okay as well. So, and that's what I want, because I like change. I can't see myself wanting this to look like this for a substantial amount of time, and that time would be maybe longer than a year, and I'm giving myself some grace with that. Okay, So there's the H, and I love the serif font. The serif is these little feet on the letters there. Very classic to me. And then we've got our O, and let's come in once more with our M. I'm going to line this up the best that I can visually. And if you've seen some of my videos, you know that I am not the best at aligning or eyeballing, but I still do it because that's just the way I like to work. Not too shabby. Now, coming in once more with our last letter here. Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry for that noise. Okay, and I'm just going to move this up a bit so I can try to get this aligned the best as I can. From top to bottom and side to side. Trying not to pay attention to the grids because they are they're crooked. It definitely can mess with your eye. So I'm going to take my weeding tool and gently remove this transfer tape. Ooh, that almost ripped. Or did it rip a little? Maybe. I'm going to come from the other side. Just a little bit of a tear, but it's hardly recognizable. I can just see it because it's creating a glare from the light, but the living room doesn't have these recording lights, so it's not going to be a big deal. Okay, so this is my fall home wall decor, and now we have this plaque from Walmart, and I found this on a clearance aisle at Walmart, and it is actually supposed to be in this position. You've got your twine here at the top, but I decided to turn it over, and what I'm going to do is just tape this. Actually, no, I'm not going to tape it because it's going to be kind of lifted up, possibly. Well, it depends. I have certain kind of hooks for the wall, and I was just thinking about just hanging it on the hook so it can just be flush with the wall like that. If I have to remove this, it's not a big deal. I can just easily staple it back on if need be, or apply another one at the top. But anyways, as we have this horizontal sign here, I have this design cut out in this beautiful olive green that recently came in the mail. It is tech wrap. It is my first time using it, which is why you can kind of see a little bit's already been weeded. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, so I wanted just to play with it before pressing record. And I'm just going to weed out this design that I found completely like this in Cricut Design Space. And I say that because a lot of the times I tweak the designs and make them my own. So this is 100% fully designed in Cricut Design Space. So just look under that fall category and you can find this if you want to recreate it. I am really into this olive green. I think I'm going to bring this in for Christmas as well. We'll see. I might get tired of it after a couple of months, but I'm just really, really liking it. We've recently redone, or we're still actually kind of redoing our home, and the bathroom's done, the living room and kitchen are almost done. And with the new wood elements that we brought in a bunch of cedar, and I've really been into the grays, navies, and then this green. Okay, just looking everything over, I think I've got everything. Gonna move this little guy off my finger. All right, let's go in once more with our scissor transfer tape. And I am going to try to align this the best that I can so the grids aren't as crooked as they typically are, and turn this over and then varnish this side down. I'm gonna move this aside and let's bring in the sign once more, and I have got to prep this surface here. If I can find my, there we go. Trying to find my cotton balls. Alrighty, so I'm going to go in with my alcohol pump and a cotton swab and clean this surface. And it actually had some kind of marker on it. It seems that someone at Walmart had a dry erase marker and kind of wrote on it. So the alcohol is removing that as well. And I accidentally went a little too far down with that cotton ball and it kind of shredded against that wood. I'm going to come in once more and just really clean this surface because it was full of dust from sitting on that clearance shelf for God knows how long. But I got it for $3 and I believe it was originally $9.99. So what a steal. Okay, so gonna bring in my designs here and see if it is all transferred over onto that transfer tape. Perfect. And the obvious, I'm gonna bring this down a bit, just trying to align the design. I think I actually got it. Okay, so gonna go in with my scraper, staying on that transfer tape, just varnishing the design down. I absolutely love the contrast of these colors with the natural wood and the white and this olive green. I love this. How cute is this? And there's so many things that you could do with this because you can change it from horizontal to vertical, and you can also use a dry erase marker if you want, and obviously vinyl works well. Alright, so there you go. Hello Pumpkin with that tech wrap from Amazon and that olive green. I'm definitely going to have to buy a roll of this. And now for the last craft. Alright, so here we have just a slat from Dollar Tree. And they have these at Lowe's and Home Depot as well. Just little cuts for crafters. And I've just applied a couple layers of chalk paint to this, and here I have a little leaf, and I'm going to bring in my design, and I just used a font that I had in Cricut Design Space, which I will once more list down below for you. And it says, I love fall most of all, which I absolutely do. I'm just going to get this varnished down so we can get this transferred over. And I ended up cutting out another maple leaf that I was going to apply on here. And this wasn't the leaf that I was originally wanting to use. I was wanting to use a different type of leaf other than a maple leaf, and it was a lot more flowy, and I had it placed near the L at the end as if it was falling, because that's what leaves obviously do during the season. But my machine was just really not liking that leaf, and it was not doing a very good job. So let's see, I just kind of feel like that went crooked, but it is a bit too late for that now. Well, maybe it isn't actually. Well, crud. Some of the letters are coming up, some of them are sticking. So let's see here. No, okay. So what I'm going to do is just leave it alone so I don't mess anything up, and just take in my tool and carefully varnish this down a little bit more. Because this is a painted surface, I don't want to scratch the paint or peel up the paint, but we want those letters to adhere, so I'm just being a little careful here. And this transfer tape is not a very tacky transfer tape, so it works well with painted surfaces, as you can see. vinyl here is Oracle in a gloss gray, Oracle 651, and that is definitely Cricut. The of all is very strange. Let's see if I can. It's literally like it appears to be that it's falling off of the plaque. And I'm just going to try to do some maintenance here. Try to straighten that up, and it doesn't seem. I may have to cut it back out and redo it. Just trying to align this the best that I can. Just to finish this up for you guys so you can see where the design is going. I know it's simple and you already kind of see it, but just really don't like that crookedness. Okay. And it's quite hard to see. My lights are super bright right now, but it's I love fall most of all. And now I'm going to come in with a little sliver of this transfer tape and transfer this leaf over to our sign. Just very carefully removing that transfer tape. And there we go. There it is. There's the little maple leaf. And it's kind of falling from the top of the plaque here, and this is just going to go in front of our TV or below our TV. So this looks great on any mantelpiece. And one other thing that I really like about it is that you could paint the opposite side and use different sentiments and colored vinyl, and you could just interchange these based on your season. So this one obviously is for fall, the next one could be for Halloween or Christmas. So it's just two designs with one blank basically. So it's a really nice piece to have. And I just put the transfer tape back on that backer, and I've got to clean this up a bit so I can bring in all of our crafts so you can remember what everything looks like. Oh, and you can see how the coasters turned out. Alright guys, so this is it. I hope it inspired you in some way and you're able to take elements from these designs and make them your own for your fall Thanksgiving home decor. The first is this sweater weather sweater. Obviously it is in a green, and this was just a inexpensive sweater from Walmart. I believe it was $12, and it is a perfect color for the upcoming months, moving into Christmas and even New Year's with this green. And I love this new vinyl that I purchased from Amazon, this cream colored. It adhered well. I think it complements the green beautifully. And once more, this is not just a fall seasonal item. It can be worn throughout the winter months. And we've got these beautiful coasters here with the iron-on gold, which is the 405 Basics from that Hobby Lobby. And oh, I have the clear coat on there, and that is one. There's a little spot right there. It looks like I need a little more on, but these are dry, and this is one coat. I'm probably going to apply multiple coats, like probably honestly 3 to 4. Just personal preference. It doesn't really make the top look any different from what it looks like now. It just has a little sheen, but it does not turn it into a gloss, if that makes sense. But it'll just keep that iron-on adhered and protect the wood's integrity from any moisture or, you know, things that happen from those glasses that are put on your coaster. But that little spot there, I think I just need to add a little more top coat. Okay, and we have this two-tiered tray here that I purchased from the Dollar Tree for $5. And I really love the fall accents on the bottom tray. Just a really nice centerpiece for your kitchen island or countertop. Right. So then we have, once more, this sparkly vinyl that I was testing out as well from Amazon, and I will have all this linked down below. I absolutely love this sparkling set and this neutral set here. They worked perfectly, weeded well, cut well, and ironed on with ease. I have a little imperfection there because I didn't double check my work and ironed on a little piece that's not supposed to be there, but other than that, this is a nice little decor piece for my kitchen. We've got our little